Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Art Night. So, what is Art Night? Well, um, we're going to be making some live art, and the idea basically is I am an artist, and I find that I miss the opportunity, I miss the time. It's hard um, when you have, you know, a life outside of your work. I have a day job, I have, as I'm sure we all do, have our schedule, our family, our friends. And it's hard to find the time to really sit down and be creative, and make work. And the idea is um, building this frame, building this online frame. This is something that some people just do in real life, and they get together and they do these art nights, and everybody comes together and they make something. Sometimes it's a collaborative effort, sometimes people just make their own thing. This is what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to make that space to create work together, and hopefully you will join me. So tonight we're going to make a collage. I'm going to be working on Photoshop on my computer, and if you do have Photoshop, you can certainly join in and do your own thing. But the cool thing about collages is that you don't really need anything to make a collage. You just need some paper and a pair of scissors and some glue. A bunch of old newspapers is really all you need. So whatever it is you're doing at home, you can just have this playing in the background, or if you want to make something, doodle or work on your own thing, do a collage. The idea is basically to make some time to just be creative and do something fun. So, with that in mind, let's just get started. I'm going to find some images that I'm going to work with. And since this is art night, I think I'm going to go with something like a night scene. So, um, I'll do a quick Google image search here and get some stock pictures for us to work with. So let's get us a nice, let's get like a nice galaxy. All right. I'm going to use this for the background for my collage. So I want to get a nice large image. Now I'll sometimes be kind of explaining what I'm doing as I'm doing this. I want to point out though that Art Night is not supposed to be necessarily how to, like, this is not a video tutorial on how to use Photoshop or on how to make art or on how to do collages or anything like that. It's more about just sharing the time and the experience, um, making something cool together. So if if you have any questions, by all means um, post them in the chat, and I'll explain what I'm doing. But the point is not necessarily, there are a lot of channels out there that will teach you how to use Photoshop, and they can probably do a better job than me. This is more about just making something together. Though sometimes I will point out stuff that I'm doing as I'm doing it. And again, if people have questions, by all means, feel free to say something and engage. I can't really see the chat right now, but I'll check on it in a second so I can see what you have to say. Okay, so some nice options here. I kind of like this one. Let's see if I can actually get it. Lots of color and detail here. So try and grab this one. I'm just gonna drop this on my desktop for now. Cool. And now let's get some stuff to go with our background. Just a little bit edit information. Maybe get some fireworks, because this is the first video on my channel, so it's going to be a bit of a cause for celebration for me. This one's nice. I'm looking for fireworks that are kind of contained so I can cut them out easily. I'm not exactly going to cut them out, but I'll show you in a minute what I mean. So let's get this one. It's quite nice. And there are a couple of others here that I like. Maybe this one. It's kind of small, but again, this is just going to be a detail in the background, not the background itself. So I think it's fine. What about these ones? Yeah, these ones are nice too. 2018. Yeah, why not? Okay. This is the cool thing about collages, is that the media that we work with is all found media, so you never know what you're going to get. I'll grab one last one, and that will be sufficient for now. Okay. Yeah, that's going to do it for now. So let's hide this. And I'm gonna try and hide this. Let's see if it messes up my thing here. Oh yeah, that doesn't it. Right. So move it. Yikes. Okay, yeah, I'll deal with this in a second. Let's just put all of this stuff into Photoshop. Cool. So I'm looking for the one that's going to actually be my background here. I think it's this one. Nope. Maybe this one. It's the one. There we go. Okay. And we're going to just transfer these fireworks onto our background. So I'm just gonna quickly drag that in. Don't worry about, I know it looks pretty bad right now, but we'll take care of it. Let's take this one as well. Is it the same one? Oh, they're just very similar, they're not the same. Okay, and then let's get one more. Put that in there. Sweet. And the last one. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. So right now this looks like a huge mess, and that's fine. We're going to start arranging this stuff. So let's start with this one. I'm just going to change with something like a firework, something like that is light and has high contrast of brightness on darkness stuff. I'm not gonna even try and cut this out because it's a fairly organic shape and it will be a nightmare to try and cut something like this out. I'm just going to change the blending mode here to something like screen. And it doesn't look like much right now, but if I move it around, you can see that it actually did a decent job here. Actually, maybe lighten would work better. Or even something like soft light. No, I think absolutely not. I think lighten was the best one, so we'll go with that one. I'm just gonna quickly resize it and put that here for now. We'll see if I keep it there or not. Alright, next in line we have 2018 here. Let's change the blending mode on that as well. And I think again that lighten is probably perfect for what we want. I'm gonna make that a little smaller. And there's a little bit, if you look here, there's like a little bit of stuff from like a firework that's happening underneath that I'm going to probably get rid of. And I'll do that in a second. Let's put that here for now. Let's change that. Oh wow, that cut really nice. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. Let's change that. Put that here for the time being. Yes. And then this one. Nope, not you. Nope, not you. Sweet. Okay, and last but not least, yeah, it's not too bad. Now there are a few things that I wanna fix here. So most notably, this little like cropped out stuff from that's happening at the bottom of the image. I don't really want that, so I'm gonna get rid of that and then just rearranging things so that they make sense. I think this looks good here. This one I think should be paired with something because it's kind of lonely on its own. So maybe put it here. Kind of like this one where it is. And then this is going to be almost like a header to the image, but I'm going to make them like a tiny bit smaller. Don't need them to be, especially this one, it really stands out, so I don't need it to be huge. That's fine. Okay, so quickly take care of that little fuzz here. Just gonna get what does my brush look like? That should be fine. I'm gonna quickly brush this stuff off. Bye. Great. Okay. So we have our background pretty much where I would say we want it to be. Now let's get some stuff into the image. So just quickly want to check something here. Okay. This looks fine. Still, and yeah, okay. This looks fine as well. All right, it's lovely. So we're going to go back to our search here. And what do we want to superimpose on this that would be absolutely ridiculous in space? I think let's make a spaceship, but then use actual ships. So let's look for some ship images. Especially like, look at this ridiculous like pirate ship scene. Let's use something like that. I'm gonna try and get that. I think I'm going to make like, ooh, some of these are really nice. Look at this. Okay. Yeah, definitely some options here. So let's get some of these ships, and we'll kind of make like a big hybrid mega ship out of all of them. So let's get this thing. Yes, love it. This one is kind of on the same angle. I think it might actually be the same ship, only from the other side or something. Also, this, I don't know if this image is really blurry, or is my browser just taking long to buffer it. But I'm digging this. Let's get this. So let's get this one. And this one, why not? This one maybe no. Just because, yeah. No. This one we already got. Okay. Lovely. Let's find some more weird pirate ships. Let's get like a tall ship. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this one is massive. Let's get this one. And definitely some good options here. Okay. Yeah, this one is super nice, and it's going to be easy. You know, if you're doing this with a newspaper and a pair of scissors, you don't need to worry about this so much. But when I'm cutting this in Photoshop, I need to worry about the contrast. So I want to do a decent job with that, and I want to do it kind of quickly because I don't want you to watch me use the pen tool for 2 hours now. It's not that interesting. So I want a ship that shows, that's like a double decker, that's very, like that has like a lot of like actual boat, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Okay, let's see. I'll take this one. Oh, it's just a little thumbnail. Doesn't help me. Yeah, we're going to need to supplement this, to supplement all the sail and all that stuff with some more like wood elements to we're going to kind of buff up. Oh, I like that this one has a bunch of tourists on it. I'm gonna grab that for sure. Um, Definitely a yes here. This one is kind of silly. Yeah, why not? Yes to this. I don't know. And yes to this. Come on, Google. Help me out. So again, the idea is we're going to basically layer all of these boat parts together, and then all of the sail and riggings and all of that stuff to make the ultimate space, like retro spaceship. And then I'm going to add actually, let's look for like a cabin. And I'm going to actually add some wooden elements. See, something like this is perfect. I can totally like just add that on the boat. So I'm going to do that. It's a lovely little cabin. Let's find another one. Oh no. What? Okay, I saw when I saw this, I saw that the cabin like tipped on its side, but I guess this is intentional. I'm definitely taking this. It's beautiful. Okay, one more cabin, and then we're going to start building our monster. No. It's not at all what I'm looking for. What else is like a big wooden structure that kind of doesn't look like anything? I guess this one is not bad. I like that very stark angle it's shot on. Not too crazy about the color, but we can make that work. So I'm gonna get that. And then just for good measure, let's get this one as well. Only it's tiny, so never mind YMCA. Yeah, fine. Let's just work with what we have so far, and then if we need more, we'll get more. So I'm going to again move the chat real quick. And get geez, I got way too many. Bring all of this stuff into my Photoshop. Come into my Photoshop and bring this back. I'm still figuring out the streaming and the various windows, and I'm trying to keep things organized as much as I can. So let me just make sure that this is all aligned. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. No, and I messed it up. Okay, here we are. So start aligning these boats one by one. It's gonna take a minute probably, but bear with. So that's fine. Fine, 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 and that's it. Okay, so what is this? That's the fireworks. I'm going to push that all the way to the back here. Already have a million layers. And if you want to kind of stay on top of things, it's a good idea. So the background I'm just going to lock. It's already locked. I'm going to put all of these guys, the fireworks is all going to be together in a group. And you know, if you want to be extra, what is this? It's like a little icon from my desktop that is showing through, which is very weird. And it's kind of stubborn. Okay, is this is this going to be with us now? Just hovering there. Okay, I can live with this little cabin thing here. But yeah, if you want to be like extra, I guess organized, then you can name this something like fireworks, just so that you remember it later. I don't. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with our first boat here. Get right in there. And this should be not too difficult to cut, especially the sky part, because we have nice contrast. I'm gonna, again, if I was going to do a nice job, if you want to make this really pretty and precise, you should use something like the pen tool, or with something like this, maybe use the channels. But we are doing this for fun, and we're doing this kind of on the fly, so I'm just going to use the quick selection here, get everything I want, and start getting rid of anything I don't want. So it's actually not too bad. A little bit of fuzz here, but I can take care of that. We're losing some of the ropes. This is always like, this type of stuff is always the stuff that you will lose first. But that's fine. It's going to look weird. This blue hovering on in the middle of space, so I'm not going to worry about the ropes. You're not going to be able to see them from that great a distance anyway, and it's dark on dark. Let's get rid of this. I don't need any of this. I don't need any of this. I do want that sail, so I'll keep that. And yeah, this looks not too bad. Maybe just get rid of this pole altogether, but keep this one. Some of the riggings I do want. This I don't 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 want, but this I do want. And you know, when you're doing this, again, kind of staying true to the collage origins, or whatever you want to call it. If I was to do this with an old paper and a pair of scissors, it's hard to, you know, it will be quite hard to get all of these just like lines that represent the ropes that are stretched from the riggings here. So, and this is what I like about collage. It's more, it's not so much about creating any illusion of realism, although you can absolutely do that, but it's more about getting like a sense of creating original juxtapositions, and it's almost like playing an association game, which is something that I love doing. So okay, so I'm going to mask that in, and you can see that there's still like a bunch of fuzz here, but that's alright, I can deal with that. So I can just, oh well, my brush is way too big. I can just kind of paint those bits off if they bother me. again, I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on each one of these. I'm just demonstrating what my process is. And this is probably close enough. We'll see what this looks like on the actual space background if this halo is actually distracting and annoying. I'll take care of it with a little bit more care. But for now, this will do. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. Yeah, I just want to zoom out. Yeah, a little bit more, and grab my boat and put it here for now. I'll arrange all that stuff in a bit. Let's move to the next one, which is our cabin. Now this will be a little more difficult to cut because there's not so much contrast. I mean, here on like the brown on green is right, it's not too bad already. I'll keep the base of the chimney, but probably not the whole chimney. It's fine. Some of this stuff. I kind of like the organic cut that I'm getting out of this actually. I know I said earlier that I like the Stark angle, but this is not too bad. Yes. Maybe a tiny bit more. Yeah, it's close enough. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this. And again, let's see what this looks like in space. I'm sure it will make perfect sense. Delightful. Alright, next one up is this boat. And this one I think is going to be... it's quite small. Well, it's just going to be a small addition. I don't even know that I'm going to use the sails for this one. I think I'm just going to use the hull. But we'll see. It's better to have it and then like cut it out than having to go back and edit. Okay, so again, I don't want all of this blue because it's going to really stick out. If I was a little bit, well, if I was a bit more clever, I would get maybe nighttime shots of these boats so that if I do get some evening sky, it will look fine on a space background. But what can you do? You never said I was intelligent. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Get some more boat. And not so much this. Alright, it's pretty close. We got this. This I can do without. This I can do with. Yeah, I think this is as good as it's going to get, pretty much. Maybe just get this. Yeah, okay. Lovely. So, ooh, you can see a lot of like fuzz here. I'm going to just quickly get rid of some of it. Not worried about it too much again, unless it looks absolutely awful later. That's probably fine. Okay, so let's put that away. And this is probably going to be for those of you who are like, oh my god, this is taking them forever. This is going to be probably the most labor intensive part of this collage, is cutting these ships out. From once I get that down, it's more about like assembling things together, so it's going to be probably more. Uh, is this the same exact boat? I think it's just the other side. Yeah, why do they take shots of the same boat from like the back and the front for every one of these boats? Is that a thing? Anyway, what are they talking about? Yeah, so once I have all of this stuff cut out, it's going to be um, quite a bit faster. Okay, so let's get this stuff. Again, I'm interested. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah. The one I'm mostly looking forward to, honestly, is the one with the million tourists on it. That's gonna be fun. Let's get this stuff. I do want the must here. Cut this out, cut this out. Good. Good. This should be in, this should be in. Okay, this is already quite good. Just a bit of water here. Got rid of that. And some of this, and obviously the must here I want. Must have a must. The must is a must. I will, yeah, that's, sorry, I that was a really bad joke. Okay, must is not a must. That was unnecessary. Okay. Sweet. So this is pretty close, I would say. Let's see what it looks like. Again, a little bit of fuzz, but definitely manageable. Some of this I don't need. Just very quickly clean this up. It kind of looks like it has ice on it, which I dig. I feel like if this thing was out in space, there might be some ice accumulating on it. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna roll with it. Alright, so let's take this boat out to the water of infinity. And I'm just placing these so that they're out of my face. I'm going to actually like that cabin is still there. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I'm going to rearrange everything. Okay, so this is the one that I'm interested in. This is going to be like the upper deck because I have all of these like million of people on there. And actually, this really makes me just do tourists in space. We're living in a time where space tourism is a viable idea that gets thrown around. So like, why not? Why not play? Why not play ball? You know. Just adding all this stuff here. I think I got most of what I need. Let's just clean it up. I don't need this. I don't need this. We do not need this. Don't need this. Okay, open this window here. Good stuff. Okay, now this is going to be the tricky part. Is getting rid of the sky while keeping the tourist's head in there. So this person sadly got decapitated, but I mean, he was taking a cruise on a very old ship into space, so you know, they knew what they signed up for. Um, let's see what this looks like. Good. Can kind of see them there still. Yeah, it's fine. Right, let's move that in. This one's going to be a breeze to cut, so let's get to it. Maybe I'm gonna brush it. Whoops. Brush it a little larger here. And start getting the stuff, the clouds, the stuff, the stuff, the stuff, this stuff. Cute. Now, I'm just gonna quickly get rid of the sky here. Keep this. Keep my space tourists as much as I can. Keep this little box where the person like used to. I think this is where the person that spots land used to stand. I've never been on a boat in my life, so I wouldn't know, but it's a uneducated guess. Get this stuff. Get my space tourists, or half of them at least. And okay, I'm getting way too into the details here. It's hard not to. Okay, this is fine for now. I'm gonna zoom out. Put that here. I kind of like the boat on this grassy hill, but that's for another video. Not for what we're doing today. This tall ship. Honestly, I'm just interested in the sails. I'm going to try and, I'll do my best to get as much of them as I can. I probably won't even use the body, but I'm going to get it anyway, and then I can get rid of it later. Is this a schooner? Is a question that will not be answered tonight, but it's something for all of us to contemplate on later. Is this a schooner? It's definitely a boat, or a ship rather. Great. Make that a tad smaller. And add a little bit here. Lovely. Cut the little windows between the sails. Again, this one I am kind of paying a little bit more attention. Not that much, but um, I do want to get as nice a cut as I can on those sails, because I'm probably going to, I don't really know yet, but I'm probably going to copy paste them a bunch of times. So this is all in, this is out, 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 in. And, oh, and of course this stuff, okay, yeah. Forgot about this. And the must. It's not even a must, it's like the, what is that called? It's like the front must of the maybe schooner. Okay, I feel like I've spent enough time on this. So let's just mask it and see what we get. Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit more time maybe. Let's try now. Okay, it's a bit better. You know what? I can live with this. We did cut a bunch here, but I can kind of paint that back on. Sorta, kinda. Yeah, this is acceptable. Alright, so let's take this. This boat and put it in space. Alright. And again, if you want to do this properly, if you want to do a better job at cutting something like this, and with especially with something that's this intricate and has all the ropes and all the details and stuff like that, I think for that image you would be better off using the channels. And if you have the time and the mental fortitude, the pen tool is always the best tool for cutting stuff out. But this is a collage and I'm basically running with scissors, so you know, it's fine. Now let's get this cabin. I don't really need all of this. I don't like the roof at all, so I'm just going to like ignore this teal roof, and basically just get the wood and maybe some of the like balcony here. So I would say, in terms of cutting out stuff, the worst is behind us. Okay. Yeah, I will get it, and then if I don't need it, I can not use it. Should I get the stairs? Yeah, why not? You need stairs on a boat to navigate those steep steep waves. Okay, and let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, this is great. Just gonna get rid of this stuff. Can't have this mossy overgrowth on the boat. um, because they're not waterproof. So put that here. Oh yeah, I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. I don't know who made this, but it's beautiful. All right, so yeah, let's get this. Make my brush a bit bigger for this. Actually, don't need to be so finicky. Or yeah, okay. Easy peasy. Do I want this? Probably not, but I'll get it for now. And then if I don't need it, I'll get rid of it. And this should do it. Oh yeah. Okay, so I think that's it. This is what we've got. And now we're going to construct our monster boat. So I'm going to... Is there anything under there? Oh, jeez. More boats. Okay, spoke too soon there. I have two more. We'll just do these real quick. This image is actually tiny. So I'm just gonna very rough chop this. I don't know how I even got this image, honestly. But we have it now, so why not? Is this fine? Yeah, I guess this is fine. Like this. Get that flag in there. Alright. Love it. And this one. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. With these like lousy quality images, it's almost easier. Well, depends what you're doing, but the contrast on this image is actually not that great. I mean, it's good, but it's not. We've had images with better contrast, but because it is kind of small, um, it sometimes would behave better. So I don't know what the lesson from that is, but I guess sometimes it's better and sometimes it's not. So I like to work with high quality images because I can expand them and know that they're not going to look bad. So I always set the filter for 4 MP and up, but it's really a give and take. So okay, this is acceptable. And now I promise this was the last one. So just get rid of this stuff here, tiny bit of a fuzz. Great. Okay, so now to create our big boat. And I'm going to use this one, I think. But I want the boat to kind of go... Right now the boat is facing this way, and I want this boat to kind of go this way. Like it's launching through space, like it's kind of flying through space. So I'm going to quickly Let's just rotate this. Okay, and do something like that. God, this looks stupid. With the way that I cut it, the sails look sort of torn, like it's a ghost ship or something. And I'm doing this mostly to orient myself. This is not necessarily going to be the final angle of the boat, but once I build the whole thing, I'm going to group everything together and then I can orient everything together. So this is really just a place finder, and you don't necessarily have to be married to this. So, just FYI. But for now, it's fine. So now let's add more boat. So let's bring some of this stuff in. Let's see what I got here. I think the contrast in the angle between this boat and this boat can be interesting. So I'm going to kind of like impose this boat on there. But I want it to look a little bit more organic, like it's coming out of the other boat. So I want to phase that in there. Like it's growing out of the other hull. That looks ridiculous. I kind of dig it. Now let's add some more stuff. So is this one coming out that way? This one is gonna come out this way from like the bottom end. So I'm just gonna get rid of the sails here. It looks like a boat with wings, which is like, yeah, I mean, is it ridiculous? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So now what I want is to like, right now this kind of flatty bottom of the boat, which sure it's flat because the boat was in the sea, but in space like it doesn't make sense. There's nothing covering this part, so um, we need to add that in. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to use I think these two boats, because their bodies are a little darker, so it would make sense for this to be down here because it kind of gradually gets darker. This one I'm going to just move for the time being. This one I'm going to use for the sails. This one I'm probably going to use for the sails. This I'm not really sure what I'll do with just yet. But I think actually, okay, so yeah. So this is going to be like kind of here. And I might have to move these two. So let's just do that. Also, I think these are my space tourists on here. So, sorry, their vacation is going to be cut short, sadly. But, so it goes. switch that around here. A little bigger, I would say. And I know you're saying, oh, but you said it's just a placeholder and you're gonna do, yeah, I know. But I'm going to maybe like a double. Yeah. Something like this. Something like this. I'm gonna stretch it out. Pull it down. Yeah, this is good. Okay, let's see what this looks like actually. Sorry, space tourists. So obviously I'm going to need to move my wings here, but that's fine. I'm also going to cover, there's like a lip that needs to be covered here. But you see what I mean, right? Like now it looks a lot deeper. So let's move this wing here. It's going to help me out covering this part. And I think it makes more sense structurally for it to not be like on the water but kind of coming from the body of the boat. And I also like that ladder here, whatever that is. And then this one can kind of pop from the other end. Like a little bit there. This, okay, yeah, this is ridiculous, but you don't know. I mean, you don't know what works in space. I do. Okay, so let's this guy. Nope, not you. This one is going to be, oh, yeah, interesting. Move these two up. I also kind of like the idea of this being not just a boat going through space, but kind of like an armada of boats. But no, that's actually, that's kind of lame. Okay, let's just, no, not you. This one. Oh. There we go. Yeah, so again, all you want I'm just doing some quick repair work here. Great. All you want is to, and you know, again, if I'm kind of sticking true with the idea of this being a collage. If I was doing this for real and I was trying to actually make this boat look like it's sticking out of this boat, I would color correct it so that it fits with what the light and shadow is doing. But you know, that's something that I might do in a future video. But for now, it's not what I'm necessarily interested in. So let's place these two other boats. I think this one will be kind of here. It's almost going to be like a little pedal. Actually, this is. I don't really need to do that much more with it. Maybe just a tiny bit of like cleaning this part out. That's good. Got a lot of water here, which is bad for boats. Okay, great. Fantastic. So I got this like weird little pedal, or like, I guess a boat needs that for some reason, right? And then this one is going to be the front pedal. So here, or maybe like here, the CD. Right? Okay, now let's start placing the cabins, which I won't deny I slightly regret getting, but they're with us now. So we might as well use them. Right. And then select this one again, and I'm just going to kind of clear this area. Clear this area. It's the edges. The edges are always what kills it if it's not right. I mean, this is not right on many levels, but you know what I mean. Here also, I'd like this to be merged a little better. I think we can do that. So all my space tourists here got squished, which, you know, what can we do? Just clean it up a bit. Okay. Fantastic. Now, add the cabins. So I want one cabin to be kind of up here. This cabin especially, I think it'd be cool kind of in the front. Like it's growing out of the boat, so I'm going to actually, oh, didn't want that. Didn't ask for that. I'm gonna bring that up, make it quite a bit smaller. I do love it, but this is more the size I've had in mind. Then maybe, nope. It needs to be on top of this one, and I think maybe under this one. Nope. It needs to be under that one. Yeah, okay, that's actually fine. And this is the part that I was kind of worrying about. So we're gonna need something. We're gonna need to do something here. To adjust for this. Maybe just move this one. We'll do it. No, that looks silly. One of these musts moved. Not this one. But this one needs to be up here. Yeah, okay, that's better. Right. Okay, so this looks good. This should be lower in the mix, I think. And maybe a little smaller still. No. It would look better, but it would also look worse if it makes sense, because it's going to okay, this is not bad. Actually, this is fine. Maybe no. And then this one should be down here. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so oh, it looks like my sync skipped. Sorry about that. Yeah, so with this, we're going to start placing the rest of the cabins. I think this one is just going to be flipped around like so. And kind of used at the bottom here. Something like this, and I'm just going to move it. That's cool. And then, okay, and then this one can almost be like front here. No, actually, I don't like that. I like it where it is. That's okay. I know what I'm going to do with this. This is going to be like the main burner. Just a little bite here. That's fine. And then this last cabin is going to be up on top. I know you're saying right now, oh my god, that looks awful. But stop and ask yourself though, does it look awful? Yeah, it does. Let's arrange it some. You need to have stairs on a boat. Don't ask me why, I just know that you do. How are you going to get around otherwise? Um, let's just turn this around. Let's just turn this, yeah, let's just turn this bus right around. So I kind of don't mind it here actually. It's a cool angle. Yeah. Sometimes things just align, you know? Okay. And now for the final thing, which is going to be the sails, for which we've saved. Okay, so this thing is going to save this house thing. So I'm going to again flip that. And it's actually going to be used both for its sails. So I'm going to quickly copy. Sorry. I'm just going to quickly copy that. So this one is going to be used for the bottom of this house, or cabin rather. I'm going to move it up the ranks a bit. Okay, great. Okay. There we go. Just dealing with a lot of layers here, and it's easy to get things lost, on a certain point. This is fine. Kind of rounded that up a touch. I don't like this little edge here, so I'll take care of that. Oh, that's from the other one. Okay. I can take care of this here. It's a bit sharp, is all. Goody. Now, this boat looks absolutely ridiculous. This is going to be used for the sails, so let's make it a bit bigger. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay, yeah, this looks good. Now, let's finalize this thing with the sails here. So I wanna enlarge this schooner question mark quite a bit, quite an awful bit. That's right, and then it's fine for now. Get rid of everything that's not boat, or rather the other way around, everything that's not sails. None of this stuff. None of this. Yeah, so I've pretty much done this part, I would say. I'm gonna plant the sails here, just so that this thing looks extra ridiculous. Right? It's pretty much a mess, which I am digging. So I'm going to select all of this nonsense, group that, and that's going to be our spaceship. Now I can move that thing as one, and interact with the whole thing as one, which is neato indeed. Okay, so yeah, it's fine. So we have our weird our weird, no, not you again. Oh, we have this weird spaceship thing going through a sea of space and fireworks. And I've kind of positioned it very roughly in the composition here. Some issues here for sure. I mean, it's not really a structure that makes sense, some would say. think I made these sails a touch too big. Just a touch. Um, but it is what it is, and this is, again, we're not necessarily making Mona Lisas here. It's more about um, having a good time with this. Great. So let's continue doing that. So what are we going to do next? Well, this is a spaceship, so it's a ship going to space, and I feel like still, even though obviously it's operated by wind, you don't really have, it doesn't really get that windy in space, so I would like to give it some other form of um, some other form of propulsion, I guess, something that would um, help it advance along. And I'm thinking maybe jets sound like the viable option in space. So that's where I'm at. And some of you might say, won't the fire from the jets burn down the wood of the ship hull? To which I say, come on, you know fire needs oxygen in order to burn, and there's no oxygen in space, so obviously it's safe as milk. So we're going to use that. And also I feel like the power of bubbles. So we're gonna get some bubbles as well to propel this thing along. I'm still very much about the idea of having tourists. So we're going to get a few space tourists observing this occurrence, and some of them also participating actively. And yeah, so let's do that right now. I'm gonna go back to yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's go back to our search here and search for some tourists. Specifically looking for space tourists. So, only the bravest of the brave will do for this. It's a tiny thumbnail. I do like the selfie. Oh my god. Why? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get these two with the selfie stick. I want someone who's kind of waving. I'm looking for someone who's waving at the camera. Whoa, cool. Where's this? It's really neat. Okay. Not a lot of people waving with cameras these days. Let's get this generic Mac generics and tourist. Let's get this guy. Looks like he's having a good time. I would, oh my god, this is so good, but I want to have a camel on the boat. Okay. We're doing that, I guess. Let's just look for a waving tourist because that's what I'm really after here. Waving tourist. Okay, this is good, but too close up. Oh, it's adorable. Okay. People not wave at cameras anymore? Interesting. Okay, this is close enough. Let's just get this. Okay, and then one more thing. So we wanted a camel. So let's get a camel. Camel rider. But I want like a camel rider tourist. That's an elephant, clearly. Perfect. Look at this ridiculous rig. Okay, and now what else did I want for this? So we want jets. But I was hoping more for like this type of jets, like a fire jet. So I guess we'll have to look for NASA. NASA launch. Okay, that's good. That's what we really need. That's the kind of oh yeah, this is, look at that. Beauty. Okay, this is perfect. Let's just get a couple more just in case. I think this is actually the same rocket even, but just like a split second before or after. Man, it's beautiful. So many good options here. What about this one? I can cut that out and it'll be pretty clean. Full pick. And this, just so that I have it. Okay, and then we said we wanted bubbles. I want these. I don't think I'll use these bubbles, but I just kind of want them in the background. Maybe these ones as well. Oh, it's a small one. Okay, never mind. But what I'm really after is kind of like um, like a jet of bubbles. So something like this is just right. Um, this is not too bad either. I don't know how I'll cut this. It will be like it will be fine um as like light thin or soft light, but I'm going to lose a lot of detail. I fear. Well, I guess we'll have to see what we get. And then anything else you have to offer me, Google? No, I think I'll have to work with what I got. Ooh, this is the exact same image, but it's stretched longer. And I think, well, I guess I can do that manually. Alright. Yeah, this is close enough. So what else do we need here? Let's put all of this stuff in and see if we need more. So hide that. Let's do this again. No, it's fine. Great. So let's bring all that stuff in. Goodness. One, two, three, four, five. Get my tourists. We'll actually start with the tourists because they'll be the harder to cut out. So I'll throw that in. And yes, 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 and yes, and absolutely yes. Oh, wait. Okay, so let's start with this jet thing. It's gonna be fairly straightforward, I think. Get rid of this stuff, get rid of this stuff, get rid of this stuff. And basically so I'm doing this the other way around. I'm going to select everything but the jets. Right? And then invert it. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to look amazing. I have some reservations about this, but we'll see. And then let's try this. It's way too blue. Okay, let's say this is fine. Don't really want. Yeah, I don't really think the jets will be what makes this image. These camels, on the other hand, and this camelier guy, definitely, it's definitely something that I want in my life. So let's Let's deal with that. So we got this guy. Love the boots. Love the khakis. Love the color matching harnesses on the camels. Nice touch. Okay, so I basically selected everything. So I'm just gonna, it's gonna be easier to cut out than cut in. Mm. Okay, doesn't like that camel's ear for some reason. That's fine. It's a bit of a jerk move there, Photoshop, but that's alright. So just gonna cut here, get this leg in, get this leg in. I don't really need the grass here. Alright. I think I'll probably be faster for me to deal with this with just the mask. So that's what I'll do. Get the legs pretty much in. And again, like I can do a much more precise and meticulous job with this, but I'm kind of I'm kind of more interested um, in just placing all the elements in, and this is again kind of like the magic of collages. We're not going for hyperrealism with this. Obviously. Bring that leg in. Get the green out of the way. Cool, close enough, close enough, close enough, close enough, close enough. And fine. Let's just say this is fine. It's gonna be quite a tiny detail anyway, so I care more about this being just recognizable as what it is than really it being dominant in the image. My waving tourist here should actually be fairly simple to cut, I think. And Photoshop is even somewhat playing ball for once, which is nice. Appreciate it. Okay, put the mask on. And we'll put the tourist here for now. Okay, this should be fairly easy to cut again. Trying to get that bag or whatever it is he has here in there as well. Oh no, I cut off his ear. Okay. Sorry. Ears are not allowed in space because they get clogged because of the pressure, and it's honestly in your best interest to not have ears in space, I would say. Okay. Photoshop doesn't like the hats too for some reason. I personally think it's very stylish, but what do I know? Okay, it's good. It looks like he's carrying him in like a pouch. Okay, yeah, we're doing this. I'll put him in a pouch later. Okay, let's get this generic one. Alright, whatever. I tried to make it easy. Okay. And last but not least is the selfie stick, which I kind of regret, honestly, because there's way too much happening here. So, I mean, I'm gonna get it, but I'm not gonna like it. So, let's do this quickly. Alright. Put this out here. It helps that like the coat is very dark, and this one is kind of like bright, pastel-y, whatever. It would have been a bit of a nightmare if this wasn't the case, I would say. Let's crop this lady out. Actually, why not? She fits. Yeah, this is fine. Again, just quickly touch this a bit. Get the space fuzz out of there. The space ice on the selfie stick. Fine. Okay, so put those here. Now deal with the bubbles. So this one I'm just gonna switch to something like lighten. Looks decent. Especially, actually no, not so much on like a darker color. Screen, no, not feeling it. Soft light, probably my best bet. Still doesn't look amazing, but we'll see what it looks like on the space background, which is what I really care about. Yeah, it's a bit too much. Hard light. Hard light is actually not bad. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. Like this. I would say lighten is probably my best bet. This one either lighten or screen. I kind of like screen for this. Okay, and then this. Man, that's a nice shot. That is a nice shot. Okay, so let's cut the jet. And some of the cloud here. Don't need too much, because I'm going to probably crop that out anyway. I don't need this tower thing. And yeah, it should be fine. Lovely. Let's move that out of the way. Now this final one. Okay, that's going to be, this one's going to be fun. Boom, boom, boom. Look at the gorgeous glow on this cloud. Looks like uncandy. Alright, I think this one might be the final one. Yeah. Okay. So again, real quick. Just one click really is all you need. Yeah. Fantastic. So these are my jets. Let's keep them together so I don't lose them. Okay, so let's start building this ridiculous scene. This dude I haven't really thought this through, have I? Let's make you quite a bit smaller. Still looks like a giant. Okay, that's ridiculous. You can hardly see them. It's good seeing his shirt is like ridiculously loud. Okay, I'm gonna put you here. Get your friend in there too. A honeymoon in your own cottage in the woods, which is also a boat, which is also in space. Aww. Okay, and now let's get these two in there. Actually, I kind of like them just being like floating here. This is basically what's the selfie stick. Okay. Now the waving tourist. It doesn't make sense actually in this image because she's not even waving at the camera. But I'm definitely not going to be concerned about that. She's going to be doing kind of like a Leo DiCaprio, the King of the World. Here. Right back there. Bring it down a bit. In the mix. Great. Now the camels. Why did I get these again? Like, there is no reason for this to be here at all. None that I can think of. You can have them like crushing the party here. But you can hardly even see them, honestly. Does this make sense at all? A honeymoon in space, in a cabin in the wood, and a camel ride. Sure. You all know you're jealous. Yeah. Little detail there. Okay, now the bubbles. So this one I honestly just want to kind of be massive. I just want there to be bubbles. Ooh, cool. Now the boat looks like... Okay, yeah, of course. Why is the boat in space? Because it's inside of a bubble. Man, alright, this is very... This makes a lot more sense now. Let's just make sure that the whole thing is indeed contained inside the bubble, and it is. And then reduce the opacity on this like a touch, so it doesn't take out all the detail that I have here. I have some nice detail there. And bring the opacity down to like 80. I actually got one of the fireworks in a bubble here, which was not intentional, but I like it. And then, honestly, I don't think we even need these jets. Oh, oops. Where are they? So the bubbles are just going to be right on top of the spaceship. Good. And I don't need this, and I don't need this, and I don't really need this. Nope. We do need that. We don't need this. I don't think I need... I guess it's nice. Why not? It's really unnecessary, but... yeah, why not? And then... what even is this? We don't know. Oh, right, this jet. Again, I don't need... and I wish these two were inside a bubble too, kinda. Which I guess is easy enough to do. I can just copy this and put them inside a bubble. I don't like it. Okay, that's better. And then these bubbles are just going to be in the background. Let's make them quite a bit larger. And send them way back behind everything. And again, bring the fill down on those to like 60%. Bring the opacity to like 60%. Alright, so a vacation a honeymoon in space inside of a cabin that's also a ship that's also inside a bubble in space. And then these two are just taking a selfie because why not? Yeah, I feel like I don't really have that much more to add here. Maybe just arranging things a little bit. This firework should be moved. I'll put it here. What is this firework? This one. Ah, there you go. I'll put that one here so it doesn't interfere with these bubbles. You know, honestly, the boat turned out quite messy, and had I known that I was going to add all of these like distinct little characters, the tourists and everything, starting out, I would have done a better job of that. But you know, it's a collage. You get what you get. I think this is interesting on its own. Um, Maybe I went a little overboard with the cabin and all this stuff. I think that like these two boats kind of make the whole thing just look like it doesn't really make sense, even within the context or whatever this is. So you know, live and learn. I'm gonna make this go up here and just make it a touch larger. I don't think this is really fireworks, by the way. I think this is someone photoshopped this. Um, but yeah, there you have it. So this was the first ever art night. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I hope that you will stick around. I'm going to do this every week, and hopefully we can make some fun, weird stuff together and just be creative. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.